my musical journey, started, I think, when I was 15, and going to the clubs in London, going to Club U.K, coming up to London from Oxford, where I originally lived, and going out to these sort of house clubs that were really exciting. It was in the 1990s, and electronic music, rave music was still quite new. I spent most of my 20s dancing around the world as a professional dancer, being in a Las Vegas circus, travelling around South America, to working on cruise ships, to working in pop videos, to dancing in Ibiza. So for me, music has just been such a massive part of my life. But then when I decided to go to university and study textiles design, I fell into weaving, and that's when I came up with the idea of BeatWoven. I saw the correlation between the music and the mathematics and the construction behind weave, and I realised that actually both were languages. I decided to play around with that idea, and the idea of actually visualising music and having a tactile object that could become then part of my lifestyle, which would then I would have this emotional connection with, really, really excited me. Eventually I was working with a software programmer, and we were creating this software program which translated music into digital patterns that then I could take forward into weaving. So 2 years later, after graduating, I decided to bite the bullet, and after winning a few awards, I started up my own studio, and I have been working with a couple of clients, and one of them being a curator in New York. We decided we wanted to do an installation piece that described me as a person in terms of my musical journey, and how we could encapsulate that into one song. So I collaborated with a music producer, and we came across this vinyl piece, and it was actually two boys from the 1950s from New York playing the bongo drums, and they were sparring with each other, and it created this really cool rhythm, but also I think that it represented me when I was younger, when I was going out with my friends, and we were kind of like, trying to kind of prove ourselves to the world, I suppose. We eventually ended up with an 8-minute piece, which I then took forward to translate into textiles. Now I have the installation ready. I think it's quite an exciting story.